Marty, I know you said you made a mistake about me. What I'd like to know is how you made it.
I'm just glad you're giving me the chance to tell you. You'll never know how I felt after Todd, Zach, and Powell. I hurt so bad that I could barely move. I felt myself slipping into shock. Thank God, because it numbed the ache. But it also made me confused and, spacey. I kept seeing their faces floating in front of me. So when you came in and you leaned over me, well, I got your face mixed up with theirs in my memory. When you leaned over me and you held me and you told me to stop fighting, it was like the rape kept going on, and I was sure that you did the same thing that they did.
Is that when you slapped me and cut my cheek with your ring?
Yes.
Marty, if it all turned into such a blur, what was it that made you start seeing so clearly again?
Something made me keep looking.
What?
Look on your face that day in the church. Heard in your voice when you told me that you didn't do anything. I mean, that started to haunt me as much as that night did. To the point where I went to Hank Gannon, and I told him I was thinking of dropping the charges against you, but he said no.
He did? Why?
He was convinced that I was still mixing things up in my mind. But the memories, they kept getting clearer and clearer to me. And then I remembered what you had asked me to remember that day in the church. I remembered that you came back to the room to get your keys. And then I knew I had to come forward.
Let me ask you one question.
Why not? I mean, I told you this much.
If you were wrong about me, isn't it possible that you're wrong about Powell, Todd, and Zach?
I was wrong about your part in what happened that night, but not about Todd, Zach, or Powell. I remember exactly what they did to me. I'll never forget it.
All right, Marty, look, if you don't want to talk about this...
No, it's okay. I want you to know. After you left me in the room that night and told me to sleep it off, the three of them came in and they started hassling me. I tried to get out, but Todd grabbed me and he held me down on the bed. I thought he was going to kill me. But he raped me instead.
Marty.
I kept hearing these noises, these sounds, and then I realized it was me groaning. And all of a sudden, Zach was on top of me.
Didn't you try to fight back?
Of course I tried to fight back, but they were too strong, Kevin. By this time I was screaming. And Zach, he grabbed one of your sweatbands and he jammed it in my mouth. And then there was Powell.
Powell, too.
Todd and Zach got on him about being a real man, and they started chanting, "Do it, do it. Do it, Powell." And he did it. And when he was through, he got a pat on the back from the other two real men. Kevin, I may have totally blown my chances of winning this case because of dropping the charges against you. But there's no way I could even walk into that courtroom if I don't know that there's certain people that trust that I'm telling the truth. And you're one of those people. Do you? Do you believe me? Look, I know you'll probably never forgive me for what I've done to you, and that's okay. But it's really important that you believe in me.
Why is what I think really so important?
Because I put you through hell.
That's nothing compared to what you went through. And are still dealing with. Look, there's one thing that is clear throughout this whole mess. And that is that I do forgive you.
Thank you.
Can I walk you home?
Oh, I'd like that. Thanks for walking me. And thank you for everything else.
Yeah, it's okay.
You know, you're a lot like Jessica. She looks you right in the eye, too, and you can tell right away what a good person she is. Just took me a little longer to see that in you.
You know, it's funny. You said it was the look in my eye and the sound of my voice that made you wonder if I did what you thought I did.
Call it your sincerity.
Well, yours is starting to get to me. I have some major doubts about if Todd and the other guys are as innocent as they keep saying they are.
Kevin, I know how hard it must be for you to believe that your two friends and your own cousin could rape someone, but it is what they did to me.